Today's a very exciting day. I just got my book of business assigned. I have about 750 accounts. I'm a mid-market account executive working in software sales, and I spent about 6 hours today prioritizing my book of business and creating a territory plan. And I'm going to share the 4 specific strategies I'm using to prioritize all of the accounts and refine it from 750 to I have about 75 right now, and then of course my top 10. So I know what accounts to focus on and who to actually prospect. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to share a bonus prospecting strategy, the approach and messaging that I'm actually using first week of January. We need to hit it hard and get started today. The first of 4 prospecting strategies to build an effective territory plan, and I'm going to give this in order of best to worst in my view. The best strategy is to prioritize based on warmth. By warmth, I mean looking at all of your accounts and determining former customers, lost opportunities, and any intent-based data you have using a demand base. That's what we have. I know there's 6 Sense, Zoom Info has some capabilities, and there's some other intent-based tools. So I'm looking at all these accounts, and a few of the accounts are former customers. Those are especially juicy because the account used our product in the past, so I'm going to go back to that account, understand what they did, and that's just a much warmer way to go about prospecting. Lost opportunities, I think most people know about this, but my approach to this is you can look at the lost opportunities at the lead level, so the actual frontline contact or lead who was represented with that lost opportunity. I used to do this, but I now look at lost opportunities from the account level. So I'm pulling a list of all the accounts with lost opportunities because I'm going to go into all of those lost opportunities and not only find the lead that was associated with that past conversation, but also look at LinkedIn Sales Navigator and find who is that person's boss, who is that person's subordinate, so I can cast a wider net on that account. And then intent-based prospecting with these accounts, I think that this is warmth because maybe the intent data is based on keyword searches, website visits, maybe they've downloaded some content from your website. I consider this interesting moments. This is all really great signals and timely to actually reach out to these accounts. So that's the first of 4 prospecting strategies, is determining warmth. The second prospecting strategy to build your territory plan is finding your ideal ICP fit. ICP is ideal customer profile. And I like to think about this as what is the makeup of an ideal organization that would benefit from your solution? I typically like to think about this in terms of industry. I think industry is the best indicator. So for example, our solution, we sell software, HR software, and payroll. It's going to be best suited for software companies, internet companies, more modern financial service type companies. There's other industries that can benefit. All industries can really benefit, but those fast growing, more global organizations that are 500 plus, rapidly growing, hiring internationally, software company, maybe venture capital funded. These are all things I'm looking for as this could be the next customer story we post on the website because it's just such a great industry fit. So go read some of your customer stories on your website and then decide what companies look like that in your book of business, and then of course go after those companies. The third of 4 prospecting strategies to build your territory plan is to look at all of your accounts and then tier them based on some criteria. For example, you probably have a revenue ops team, we do, and they grade the accounts based on A, B, C, D. I take this data with a grain of salt. I don't put a whole lot of weight in it, but I am looking at what are my A accounts, what are my B accounts, and I'm also looking at the accounts and prioritizing based on revenue and headcount. Most likely, the higher the revenue, the higher the employee count, that will be associated with higher deal sizes, and that means bigger commission checks for you and I. The fourth and final of the prospecting strategies to build your territory plan is to shift from account-based research to lead-based research. So after you've built your actual territory plan and you refine your list from 750 accounts like me to 75 accounts, You want to look at those accounts based on the top 10 and then of course the top 75, just so you have a basis of how to approach them. I think the next approach is to then upload all of your accounts to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, assuming you have that tool, and filtering based on the leads. Leads, you're going to look at job title based. So you're going to ask yourself, well, who is your ideal customer profile? What is their titles? A VP of HR? Is a VP of Finance? You're going to search for these titles in LinkedIn Sales Nav, and then you're going to use the extra filter tabs, such as prospects that have changed jobs in the last 90 days. I think that this is particularly interesting because if you have a great account and then a new executive buyer persona just started, it's a great time to reach out to them because they're new, they're impressionable, they want to learn, and that's a great time to get on the radar. You also can look at Team Link Intro. That's what one of my teammates is doing. You can look at where are shared connections with leads at this account. You can look at prospects that follow your company. That's really, really interesting as well. That's what I'd consider lead-based prospecting. Only after you've identified the accounts, I then would start going to the leads, because it's actually much faster to filter by leads and then add all of these leads directly to your sequence. If you plan to use one of these 4 prospecting strategies as you build out your territory plan in 2025, hit the like button now. And the final tip I'm going to share with you is the actual approach. One of our leaders developed a quick sequence that I really liked, and it was just very basic messaging, offering an introduction. Hey, I'm your point of contact in 2025. Just wanted to introduce myself. We are finding these 3 macro trends, priorities are top of mind for our customers, and we're uniquely positioned to help. Any of these top of mind for you? Are you interested in a conversation? It's a low friction ask, leading with a bit of value, a little bit less transactional than just some automated marketing jargon. And I think it's a little bit differentiated because you are setting the stage for a budding relationship in 2025. I think one of the trends I'm seeing in prospecting is with the advent of these automations and AI tools, you can easily fire off so many emails quickly. So there's a lot of garbage, as you know. So I think being less transactional and more long-term relational is going to be a key to actually having traction with prospecting in 2025. That's leading with value, leading with insights. And that's at least what I'm starting out with early in the new year, introducing myself as their point of contact, sharing this is how we can help, and asking, are you interested in a conversation, leaving it at that. The analogy I like to think about is compounding. You can apply compounding to investing. You know that your money will grow over time the longer you have exposure. And I think that this compounding also applies to outbound prospecting. You want to start contacting folks immediately, because even if you do not set the meeting in January 2025, by getting on the radar, by them simply rejecting you, now they at least know your name, they know your company, there's a bit more brand familiarity and connection. So it makes it easier for you in April, in June, to go back to that prospect. Hey, you told me no 6 months ago. This is what we're seeing top of mind for leaders like you that we help with. You want to meet? And then I think that over time increases your odds of actually getting a meeting, because you are compounding exposure, and eventually you will catch them with the right messaging at the right time, and it's going to result in a meeting. The only thing standing between us and our goals this year is pipeline. If we have more pipeline, if we never run out of pipeline, then we will always hit our quota, regardless if you're an SDR or an AE. So I think all of these prospecting strategies are especially relevant. It's exactly what I'm doing in my role, and we will see what results will manifest this year. I'm super excited. I hope you're excited as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out my cold calling playlist if you outbound prospect in your role. And if you made it to this point in the video, I know that you're a true outbound prospector, so you'll enjoy some of those videos, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.